designer is Muriel Cooper. She would take her first steps into the world of graphic design during her time at Ohio State University, where she studied a Bachelor of Arts. She then continued her studies in the field of the arts, obtaining a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Design, then continued to study and studied a Bachelor of Science in Education. After her long stay in academia, Muriel Cooper moved to New York City in hopes of getting a job in the field of advertising. She took up a freelance job at Massachusetts Institute of Technology Office Publications as a designer. She worked for MIT from 1952 to 1994. During this time, her work ranged from editorial design and art direction to new methods of teaching design and innovative approaches to data visualization using computer technology. The MIT logo was designed by Cooper in 1963. Its bars simply a graphic abstraction of the publishing house's acronym, MITP, echoing the relative lengths of the ascenders and descenders. This is still their logo today. During her time at MIT, she designed more than 500 publications for the university publishing house, most notably the classic book Bauhaus, which was published on the 50th anniversary of the German namesake school's establishment. As it turned out, the success of the project eclipsed everything else in her career for 2 years. The task required her to enlarge, redesign, and revise the German version into several other versions. Her covers share a rigorous stylistic and conceptual orientation, mostly with a focus on architecture, design, and art history, and a preference for information graphics as an element of the cover design. The biggest influence on Cooper's work was New York graphic designer Paul Rand, who developed the IBM and UPS logos, among others. Cooper's greatest strength was her constant questioning of the processes and tools involved in the creation of new designs. In 1985, when Cooper was 60, media and design were increasingly adopting new technologies, and as director of the Media Lab's Visible Language Workshop, the designer focused exclusively on digital designer tools. Cooper was interested not so much in the future of traditional editorial and book design as in working towards concrete possibilities for the first virtual space of information design. In 1994, Cooper and her workshop presented the information landscapes at the TED5 conference, where fellow speakers included Microsoft founder Bill Gates. A few months after the TED5 conference, Cooper died unexpectedly of a heart attack. Her death left a great void at MIT as she was still working there at the time. My 3 chosen themes are colour, movement, and pioneer. Muriel uses colour in all her designs. She has a bold approach to colour and often uses primary and secondary colours. She also uses colours to create movement and uses contrasting colours together. Muriel uses lots of repeated text to create movement, changing shapes and taking the text in different angles. She's a pioneer of her time. She was highly educated for a female in the 1940s, did a TED presentation with the likes of Bill Gates, and had a keen interest in digital design. She always was questioning existing design approaches and was keen to try the next thing. I have come up with a list of brochure name ideas. I've decided to go with the name Design That Moves, as I feel it has a dual meaning that encapsulates what Muriel Cooper did as a designer. All her book covers have design that moves. She uses text and colour to create movement within the page, but she also has design that moves with the times, as she was a pioneer in her field and never stood still with her design approach.